What if I told you that one of the fish sitting quietly in your fridge, something you thought was healthy, could be slowly harming your memory, your heart, and even your joints? And no one ever warned you. Shocking, right? But according to major studies published in The Lancet and the Journal of Gerontology, this is a very real concern. In fact, eating the wrong type of fish just twice a week may raise your risk of stroke, memory loss, and serious inflammation by up to 80%. That's not fear. It's science. But there's good news too. Not all fish are bad. In fact, certain fish, when chosen wisely, can help protect your brain, support your heart, and ease inflammation as you age. If you're over 60, the right choices could literally add healthy years to your life. In today's video, I'll walk you through the top 4 fish you should eat regularly and 4 that you should never touch. Every point is backed by research, made simple to understand, and tailored specifically for your health. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. What's your go-to fish, and how often do you eat it? Let us know in the comments. It could help someone else make a better decision. 4 fish you must eat after 61. Wild-caught Pacific cod, the silent muscle protector. Let me share something personal with you. A few years ago, I was helping my uncle, he was 78 at the time, recover from a fall. He wasn't injured badly, but what really shocked me was how quickly his muscle strength had declined. That's when I learned about a condition called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and I discovered that nearly 1 in 2 people over 80 are affected by it. It happens silently, until one day you struggle to get out of a chair or climb the stairs. That's why the fish I'm about to tell you about became a game changer for my uncle, and it might be for you too. It's called wild-caught Pacific cod. Now, this isn't some trendy fish people are talking about on TV, but trust me, it should be. 1 serving of wild Pacific cod delivers an impressive 40 grams of clean, lean protein, with less than 2 grams of fat and almost 0 carbs. For seniors who want to maintain muscle without gaining weight, that's a perfect combination. But what really makes cod stand out is its incredible amount of selenium, a trace mineral that becomes even more important as we age. Just 1 serving gives you over 100% of your daily needs, and research published by the National Institutes of Health shows that seniors with higher selenium levels have better cognitive function and lower risk of age-related diseases. It also delivers vitamin B12, which helps protect your nerves and brain, and phosphorus, which works alongside calcium to keep your bones strong and healthy. Plus, wild Pacific cod from Alaska is one of the cleanest, most sustainable fish you can buy. Since it has a short lifespan, it doesn't build up mercury the way larger fish like tuna do. That means it's safe to eat regularly, and it's gentle on your digestive system too. Here's a little tip from me. Avoid frying. Instead, try steaming or baking it gently and pair it with a little olive oil or avocado for better nutrient absorption. I personally love adding a squeeze of lemon juice for flavor and a kick of vitamin C. Now I'm curious, have you ever tried Pacific cod? If so, how do you like to cook it? And if you haven't, would you be willing to give it a try now that you know how powerful it can be for your muscles, memory, and energy? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experience, and your story might inspire someone else to make a life-changing choice. 2. Sardines. Tiny fish, giant benefits. Let me be honest with you. When I was younger, I used to wrinkle my nose at the idea of sardines. Maybe it was the smell, or just the way they looked in the can. But everything changed when I started researching heart health and joint pain in older adults. And you know what surprised me the most? Sardines aren't just another snack from the past. They're a nutritional powerhouse, especially for people over 60. Here's a fact that might shock you. Sardines have more omega-3 fatty acids per serving than almost any other fish on Earth. That's right, more than tuna, more than salmon. And these omega-3s aren't just numbers on a label. They've been shown in countless studies, including one published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, to reduce inflammation, lower the risk of heart disease, and ease joint stiffness that comes with age. If your knees have been aching or your hands feel stiff in the morning, this little fish might be part of the answer. But that's not all. Sardines are one of the few natural sources of vitamin D, a nutrient that, over 70% of seniors in the US are deficient in, according to research from Harvard Medical School. And when you're low on vitamin D, you're more likely to suffer from weak bones, higher fall risk, low mood, and even impaired immunity. Add to that their high calcium and B12 content, and sardines are practically a multivitamin in a can. And here's my favorite part. They're safe to eat regularly. Because sardines feed on plankton and sit low on the ocean's food chain, they contain virtually no mercury. That's a huge win, especially when we're trying to avoid toxic buildup as we age. Now, I'll admit, it took me a while to warm up to the taste, but I found that adding them to whole grain toast, tossing them into a chopped salad, or mixing with mashed avocado and lemon makes them not just tolerable, but truly delicious. So let me ask you, have you given sardines a second chance lately? How do you like to eat them? And have you noticed any difference in your energy or joint comfort afterward? Share your thoughts in the comments. Someone else might just take your idea and change their health for the better. 3. Wild Alaskan salmon, brain fuel after 60. If there's one fish I believe every senior should have in their kitchen, it's wild Alaskan salmon. Not just any salmon, wild caught specifically from the cold, clean waters of Alaska. Why? Because what it does for your brain, heart, and entire body after 60 is nothing short of remarkable. Let me explain. According to research from the University of Pittsburgh, seniors with higher DHA levels, that's the brain-boosting omega-3 found in wild salmon, had larger brain volumes and performed better on memory tests. Think about that for a second. The right kind of salmon may not just slow cognitive decline, it could actually help preserve and enhance your memory. And at our age, keeping our minds sharp is one of the most valuable gifts we can give ourselves. But that's not all. Wild Alaskan salmon also delivers high-quality, bioavailable protein, which means your body can absorb and use it efficiently to maintain muscle mass and support your immune system. And there's more. This fish is rich in astaxanthin, the antioxidant responsible for its deep pink color. Studies have shown that astaxanthin helps protect cells from oxidative stress, which is essentially the wear and tear that accelerates aging from the inside out. Even more impressive? Wild salmon helps reduce C-reactive protein, a major marker of inflammation that's been linked to heart disease, arthritis, and even depression in older adults. In other words, it's not just food, it's preventive medicine on your plate. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, can I just eat any salmon? Here's the deal. Farmed salmon is not the same. It often contains more contaminants, fewer beneficial nutrients, and doesn't deliver the same health protection. So make sure the label says wild caught from Alaska for maximum benefits. Personally, I love baking it with a little olive oil, garlic, and herbs, then serving it with steamed spinach or quinoa. It's simple, delicious, and nourishing on every level. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried wild Alaskan salmon regularly? How did it make you feel, physically or mentally, after a few weeks? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might encourage someone else to make a powerful change for their health. 4. Rainbow trout, the unsung hero for seniors. Let me tell you about a fish that almost no one talks about, but truly deserves a spot on your plate, especially if you're over 60. It's rainbow trout. And in my opinion, it's one of the most overlooked superfoods for seniors. Now here's a number that might catch your attention. Nearly 70% of older adults in the US live with high blood pressure. That's a staggering statistic. But what if one simple, delicious food could help bring those numbers down naturally? Rainbow trout, when farm-raised in the United States under strict quality standards, is not only clean and safe, it's also packed with nutrients that directly support heart health. It's rich in potassium, which helps balance out the excess sodium that raises blood pressure. And if you've ever been told to watch your salt, you know how important that is. Alongside potassium, you get a strong dose of niacin, also known as vitamin B3, which has been shown to increase good cholesterol HDL and lower the bad kind. That's exactly the kind of balance our bodies need after 60. But it doesn't stop there. Rainbow trout also delivers omega-3 fatty acids, which help protect your heart and reduce joint inflammation. Add in zinc for immune function and vitamin E for cellular protection, and you've got a nutritional powerhouse that supports multiple aspects of aging. What I personally love most about trout, though, is how gentle it is on the digestive system. It has a mild flavor and soft texture, making it perfect for seniors who may have sensitive stomachs or dental concerns. And here's a simple way to enjoy it. Try grilling it with fresh herbs or baking it with lemon garlic and a drizzle of olive oil. It's not just heart healthy, it's downright delicious. So now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried rainbow trout before? If not, would you consider adding it to your weekly meals now that you know its benefits? Your story might encourage someone else to make that switch. And if this information helped you today, please give this video a like and subscribe for more practical, science-backed health tips for seniors. Small changes like this can lead to big improvements in how we feel, one bite at a time. 4 fish you should never eat after 60. 1. Farmed tilapia looks safe, but it's not. I know tilapia has become a go-to fish for many seniors across America. It's affordable, easy to find, and marketed as a healthy choice. But here's something most people never hear. Farmed tilapia might actually be one of the worst choices for people over 60, especially if you're dealing with arthritis, heart issues, or any inflammatory condition. Let's look at the science. In a study published by Wake Forest University, researchers found that the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio in farmed tilapia could be as high as 11:1. That's a massive imbalance. To put it into perspective, our bodies function best with a ratio closer to 2:1. Omega-6 is in excess fuel inflammation, so much so the study found that eating tilapia triggered more inflammatory markers than bacon. Think about that. A food we've been told is light and healthy may be quietly increasing joint pain, stiffness, and even your risk of heart disease. And it doesn't stop there. The way tilapia is farmed is also deeply concerning. In many overseas farms, these fish are raised in overcrowded, dirty pens, often swimming in their own waste. To keep disease under control, they're given heavy doses of antibiotics, pesticides, and antifungals, many of which are banned in the US. What's worse, they're sometimes fed chicken feces and soy-based pellets, which makes their meat even less nutritious and more inflammatory. Over time, eating fish raised in these conditions can lead to a buildup of dioxins, harmful toxins linked to cancer and hormonal disruption. Seniors are especially vulnerable because as we age, our bodies become less efficient at eliminating toxins. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to empower you. Instead of farmed tilapia, try wild-caught salmon, Pacific cod, or US-raised rainbow trout. They offer anti-inflammatory benefits, clean protein, and real support for your heart and joints. So let me ask, have you been eating farmed tilapia thinking it was healthy? Would you consider switching now that you know what's really going on behind the scenes? Share your thoughts in the comments. Someone else might read your story and make a smarter choice too. And if this was eye-opening for you, go ahead and like this video and subscribe for more real talk on senior health, because you deserve the full truth, served fresh. 2. King mackerel, Mercury bomb. If you're someone who enjoys mackerel and grew up thinking it's a heart-healthy choice, you're not alone. I used to believe the same. But here's the part most people don't know. Not all mackerel is created equal. In fact, one type, king mackerel, may quietly be doing more harm than good, especially for those of us over 60. Let's get right to it. King mackerel is a large, long-living predator fish, which means it sits high on the ocean food chain. And with that comes a serious problem: mercury accumulation. According to public health data and warnings from the FDA, eating king mackerel just a few times a month can raise mercury levels in your body to dangerous levels. For younger folks, the body can sometimes manage small exposures, but after 60, your ability to detox heavy metals slows down, and that mercury can build up in your brain, your nerves, and your muscles. This isn't just theory. Research published in JAMA Neurology found that seniors with elevated mercury levels were more likely to experience memory loss, mood swings, confusion, and even tremors or muscle weakness. These symptoms are often misdiagnosed as normal aging, but in reality, they could be coming from the very food we think is helping us. Now, I want to be clear, mackerel as a category isn't bad. It's the king mackerel that's the real problem. There are safer, healthier alternatives like Atlantic mackerel or Spanish mackerel. These are smaller fish, lower on the food chain, and contain much less mercury while still offering omega-3 benefits. That's the kind of mackerel I keep in my kitchen, and I recommend you do too. So here's a simple question. Have you been eating mackerel without knowing which kind it is? Next time you're at the store or ordering seafood at a restaurant, take a moment to ask. It's a small step that could make a big difference in your long-term brain and heart health. If this information surprised you, drop a comment below and tell us what fish you've been eating, and if you've ever noticed any changes in memory or energy. And don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the kind of truth every senior deserves to know. 3. Tuna, the silent memory killer. Let me ask you something. Have you ever enjoyed a tuna salad sandwich thinking it was one of the healthiest meals you could make? I know I did. For years, I believed tuna was a smart choice. Lean, full of protein, easy to prepare. But here's the truth. Most people don't realize, especially those of us over 60, some types of tuna could be quietly damaging your brain, your heart, and your nervous system, and you'd never know it until it's too late. Let's look at the science. Tuna, particularly albacore and bigeye, are large, deep ocean fish that accumulate mercury as they age. Mercury is a heavy metal toxin that builds up in the body and is especially dangerous for seniors. According to a 2023 study published in JAMA Neurology, just 2 servings of albacore or bigeye tuna per week can push mercury levels beyond the safety threshold, increasing your risk of cognitive decline by up to 65%. That's not just forgetfulness, that's real damage to brain tissue, memory, mood, and even motor skills. The worst part? You can't taste mercury. You can't smell it. It doesn't make you feel sick immediately. But over time, mercury accumulates and begins to interfere with neurological function, leading to symptoms like confusion, irritability, numbness, and even depression. Some people begin to think they're just getting older, when in reality, their food may be making things worse. Even canned light tuna, which many consider the safe option, still contains small amounts of mercury. That means it's best to eat it very occasionally, not as part of a daily routine. If you've been relying on tuna as a healthy fallback meal, it may be time to rethink that habit. Here's what I personally do instead. I swap tuna for sardines or wild-caught salmon. Both are lower in mercury, higher in omega-3s, and loaded with other senior-friendly nutrients like vitamin D and calcium. So let me ask you, how often do you eat tuna? Did you know about these risks before today? If this surprised you, let me know in the comments. And if you've made the switch to safer fish, share your favorite recipe. It might help someone else protect their health. And of course, if you found this valuable, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more honest, research-backed health tips made just for you. 4. Imported catfish, a toxic gamble. Let me take you back to a conversation I had with a friend not long ago. He told me proudly that he was switching to catfish to cut down on red meat. And while his intentions were good, what he didn't realize, and what many seniors don't know, is that not all catfish is safe, especially when it comes from outside the US. In fact, if you're over 60, eating imported catfish could be one of the riskiest choices you can make for your health. Here's why. Much of the imported catfish found in American grocery stores comes from heavily polluted waters in countries with lax food safety regulations. These fish are often raised in overcrowded ponds, fed unnatural diets, and treated with antibiotics, pesticides, and even chemicals banned in the United States. Investigations by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Consumer Reports have revealed samples of imported catfish containing carcinogens, banned antibiotics, and dangerously high levels of heavy metals, including lead and mercury. Now here's where it gets serious for seniors. As we age, our kidneys and liver become less efficient at processing and eliminating toxins. That means even low doses of heavy metals can build up in your system, slowly damaging your brain, nervous system, and vital organs over time. And unlike a bad meal that causes an upset stomach, this kind of damage is silent, invisible, and often irreversible. On top of that, imported catfish is often high in omega-6 fatty acids, which can fuel inflammation throughout the body when not balanced with omega-3s. If you're already managing conditions like arthritis, heart disease, or autoimmune problems, this can make things even worse. So here's a simple rule I follow. If the label doesn't say US farm-raised or wild-caught, I put it back. American-raised catfish is held to higher safety standards and is far less likely to be contaminated. Let me ask you, have you ever checked where your catfish comes from? Do you think it's time to take a closer look at the labels in your kitchen? I'd love to hear your thoughts or tips on safe fish shopping in the comments below. And if this helped you see things differently, give this video a like and subscribe for more trusted health insights made especially for older adults who care about what's on their plate and how it impacts their future. Now that you've seen the facts, it's clear. Not all fish belong on your plate, especially after 60. Some can quietly strengthen your memory, ease joint pain, and protect your heart. Others, they may slowly harm your brain, increase inflammation, and raise your risk of serious disease without you even realizing it. That's why making informed choices at the grocery store matters more than ever. I hope today's video gave you clarity, confidence, and a fresh perspective on how something as simple as the type of fish you eat can directly affect your energy, your mood, and even your future health. Remember, knowledge is power, but only when we act on it. So here's my question to you. Which fish surprised you the most today? Have you been eating one you now plan to avoid? Or maybe you're ready to give sardines or rainbow trout a try? Leave your answer in the comments. Your story might just help someone else make a smarter, healthier decision. And if you found this valuable, give the video a like and hit subscribe. We're just getting started with more easy, science-backed tips to help you age strong, stay sharp, and live well. Because you deserve to thrive, not just survive.